Good evening, folks. Welcome to the Echoes Reloading Chamber tonight. And we're going to be talking 8.6 Blackout. And we were lucky enough to have Eagle Run 23 on the channel tonight, and he built one of these guns just recently, and we're going to go over that, his build, and he was able to shoot it today for the first time, and we're going to go over that and what he experienced and all of that. AR, why don't you go ahead and take us around to each guest and get us into the side chat.
Hey, good to be here, guys. I always look forward to Echo shows. Good to see you, Eagle. Good to see you, Hazzbro. Thanks for
Hello.
being here, guys. Thanks for still having me, Echo. Good seeing you guys in the side chat. We got quite a few out there. DJ, Play Nice, Andy, Caldello. Who else? Caldello. Who was
Oh
that
yeah,
other
he's
guy I
from my
see?
channel. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tactical Fud, CNT Design, Sloth, and somebody else. Chad Nikolic. I hope I got that right. If I don't, let me know, Chad. Good to see some new people here. And that's about it. Turn it over to Eagle down there.
All
Good to
right.
be
Well,
here.
it's always a pleasure to be on the AR and Echo show here on Echoes Reloading. I did promote. I even made a little video on Eagle Reloads promoting. Hopefully, we can get some people come over because I'm going to tell you an 8.6 blackout story today. um, yeah. I'll kind of. I'm going to briefly like just kind of touch on some of the things how I even found out about it. Like 2 minute category. And then we can talk about shooting it today. I have some of I can't show you the gun, but I do have some of the ammo here that we'll look at. But I'm super excited to get this information out. I texted Echo a couple hours ago and I was like, I have so much to tell you, but I can't call you because it'll ruin the stream. So we'll give it to you live.
Yeah, so I'm excited to hear too as well. Yeah, because I don't know what happened. So I saw the same thing you guys saw in the side chat, the short video that he did from the range, and dying to hear the story. But so basically, Eagle, what how did this project come into existence? Did you have like a say vote on or what do they call that, a
Like a poll or something.
like a poll or
Yeah.
something on your channel? No, you didn't. Okay, so
No, I didn't. No.
okay, so how did you get into building an 8.6 blackout? Because that's not a cheap, that's not like, I'm going to be into this $600 type
Right.
thing. This
Yeah.
is, yeah.
I gotta
So
say
the
sorry, Hasbro.
yeah, you go ahead and get Hasbro in here,
Yeah,
and
we
then
lost.
I'll jump in.
Yeah, we didn't get to
Oh, it's
Hasbro.
okay.
Sorry, guys.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm just all alone. It's fine. I'll be okay.
Listen to
My
Hasbro.
feelings aren't that sensitive. No,
Uh,
good being with y'all. Good being with you, Echo and AR and Eagle. Good to meet you for the first time
Yes,
in
sir.
person, sort of in person. But anyway, yeah, go ahead. I'm really anxious to hear about this round.
All right, well, awesome. Yeah, I'm just meeting Hasbro tonight for the first time. I have seen you on here live before, but I'm going to fix whether or not I'm subbed to your channel or not as well here. So my it's hard to know where to start. My firearm collection, let's say, because I only ever admit to having more than one. My firearm collection would be considered boring by most people. I am a 22 long rifle, 223-556, 9mm, and then I made the decision to do the obvious other choice is 308, right? I chose 6.5 first, and then I'm going to come back to 308 later. And those were the rounds. That was all I had for a long time. And I only added the Creedmoor as my spicy edition, which is pretty boring for a spicy edition. But I only added that in the last year. And so that's what I was going to stick with. I never wanted to branch out from that. But I'm a big podcast fan. I drive quite a bit, just going around to the different events that I run. And I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I don't know how this is YouTube's fault. They recommended to me a Q podcast where Kevin is talking about this 8.6 Blackout, and I had, of course, never heard of it. This is like last summer, and I'd never heard of it. And maybe it was because I was, captivated driving on the road, and the story he was telling was good, and I was fascinated by the development of it. And it's an hour-long podcast, and I was like, wow, I should do something like that. Like, it just hit me, because normally I would run from a cutting edge round, like something first on the market. I'm not that guy. Like, I'm not the first adopter of anything.
Be right back, guys.
I'm slow play all the way through. And so listening to this podcast, it just piqued my interest, we'll say. Well, as more and more info came out, Faxon, which I'm a big Faxon fan, Faxon came out and said, hey, we're going to partner with these guys. And I think this was like October, November. Like, we're going to make the barrels. And I'm like, well, that's cool. Like, one of my favorite barrel manufacturers is going to be the only maker of this barrel. I'm like, that might be kind of fun. And then I was thinking, well, this would be a cool thing for the YouTube channel, because maybe I can be an early adopter, and learn how to reload it and build the gun. Those are all things that we do on my channel. And so I think they first teased it that was like early 22. It was going to be around. And I was like, I'm gonna start saving some money so that I can pop on this. My Eagle Run channel makes a few dollars, and so I saved for a couple months and was gonna be able to buy a barrel and get a bolt in and that kind of stuff. And I just figured I'd get the ball rolling. I should have bought a suppressor back then. Spoiler alert: I should have bought a suppressor 6 months ago. That's what I should have done. But before I even had the barrel, so it got pushed back, and then SHOT Show came around, and it was shot for the first time by average people at SHOT Show. And so now all the ballistic testing starts coming out, and you see these gels, and you find out that, Gorilla is going to be making the rounds for it. And it just kept getting more and more interesting for me. And I'd made the decision that I was going to do it. And so it was kind of like point of no return. I'd mentioned it on my channel, and I don't want to say something on my channel and not do it. I intend to be fully transparent on my channel, if at all possible. But yeah, so we find out that at SHOT Show, they're announcing that in the month of May, the barrel release will be available. So I reached out to Faxon and told him I wanted to be an early adopter. I was hoping I could get some sort of, maybe the first run of the barrels or something. They didn't care. Maybe my channel's not big enough, but I set a timer of when the barrel was going to be available, and they just set a date. They didn't say what time. So midnight on that date, I'm logged in, and then I'm like, well, they're in a different time zone than me. So I stayed up till 1 a.m. and I checked it then. I'm like, oh, okay, well, sometimes they do that stuff at 6 a.m. So 6 a.m. their time was like 5 a.m. my time. So I set my alarm at 5 a.m. I woke up, I'm logging on to Faxon trying to get my barrel ordered, and I had my account logged in so I could just add to cart, check out. Like, card was saved, ready to go. And then finally at like 7 a.m. Texas time, it went live. I was checked out and done by 7:03. So I had secured the first part of the barrel. Well, then the bolt shows up, because I had ordered the bolt like a week earlier. So I have the 8.6 bolt, which I think is just a AR-10 308 bolt. I don't think there's anything special about it, but it says 8.6 on the package. So they had said too that I wouldn't have to headspace if I used the Faxon bolt and the Faxon barrel. They said probably don't need to headspace, although they probably would tell you you're supposed to. But felt comfortable with that for now. So anyway, then it fights me all along the way when I start building this gun. There's the AR-10 platform, for those who don't know, and many of you guys probably know this, but my first AR-10 was the 6.5 Creedmoor, which we had nothing but trouble with. I ordered a handguard, and it was DPMS low. I didn't know there was a difference in DPMS high, and then there's LR-308 and SR-25 and all sorts of stuff that there's no mil spec in this category. And if you're not super duper paying attention, then you can get bit, and it will cost you time and money. You pop $200 or $300 on a handguard that doesn't fit. Like, you're not really excited to take that back once you try to install it. So, so anyway, the ammo was no exception to the rule. I fought the ammo. I got it ordered, and then it was recalled, and then they sent me new stuff. In that deal, I ended up getting able to talk to the owner of Gorilla Ammunitions. His name is Lance, and I have his cell number now, so I guess we're friends. I've been sending him pictures and videos, and He said he's going to help me out with some stuff all along the way. He was excited that I was first. So here's what I don't know, and I've searched and searched and searched on YouTube, but I believe that my build that went live on Thursday night and my shots fired that went live at 4:00 today, I believe I am the first one who's made an 8.6 blackout on YouTube. I think that's
awesome.
So that brings us to current day. If we want me to take a break here.
No, we're very interested in going along for the ride.
Yeah. So it really is interesting that it has been nothing but a struggle. And so I was shaking when I pulled the trigger. And even before I left to go to the range, I procrastinated leaving like 30 minutes. Like I was just nervous. And I mean, I was excited to go. And, you know, the interesting thing was my family, like they went to the cousin's house to go swimming. They're not coming back till like 10 or 11 tonight. Like I had all day, but like I couldn't get in the car and go. Like it was just so much. Like this has been going on for a year, you know? And then to get it done last night or 2 nights ago, I was just so excited and relieved. But the gun has problems. So let's go current day. When we assembled the gun, we realized we had a high-low issue on our handguard. So right now it is, if it ain't the first blackout, it's the ugliest blackout on YouTube, if it's not the first, because this thing is only a mother could love this thing the way it's set up right now. The handguard is too low. I called my friends at Faxon. They're going to send me a new handguard that is DPMS high. It'll match up to my Arrow upper. Hopefully, allegedly, we'll see. I don't like the Arrow handguards. The styling that they have right now, I'm not into it. And the Faxon one is a little heavier than the one that I have right now, but I figure it'll be okay. It's like 8 ounces heavier than the one that I have. Half a pound. I mean, it's kind of a lot, but and then okay, so I get to the range, and I went to a range that is not my normal range. I went to a range that a buddy of one of my church buddies goes there, and he works there as a range officer and all sorts of stuff. He does everything there. So anyway, I had him come in, and I told him I was going to be there. He comes in, he wants to see it shoot. Well, I show him the bullet, and which I have right here. I show him the round, and he's like, "I'll be right back." So he goes in the back, and then 6 dudes from the gun range come up and are standing behind me, and I'm like, all of them have their cameras out, and I'm like, are they wanting to watch me blow up, or are they curious about this round? So I am like, I'm not a cool guy. Like maybe I used to be, but like, I'm not a cool guy anymore. I'm just a dad. Like I'm a professional homeowner, just like most of us are. So I have never been, the cool guy at the range. And I'll tell you, that was a weird experience. No one ever cares what gun I have and I'm shooting. I'm not the guy who shows up with like the chrome, AK or something. Like that's just not me. I have very plain guns. I only recently built my first FDE colored gun. Everything is black. So to have a gun and a round that people were interested in, and to be around gun people, like I can tell my wife about this, but like she doesn't care. And I can talk to a couple people that are like my neighbor's a big gun guy, and I'm like, oh, it's 8.6 blackout. He'd never heard of it, but like to go to the gun range and have like all of these guys who understand why it's special, why it's unique, and what the ballistics are all about. To have those guys there while I pulled the trigger, I thought it was kind of cool. I felt special. I felt special about that, and they all wanted to see it. So we pulled the trigger on the first round, and it went boom, which was way different than my experience in AR-10 with the 6.5 Creedmoor, because it didn't go boom when I pulled the trigger on that gun. It went boom, and I'll tell you, I slapped on that Leupold 1-4 optic that's from the Creedmoor. It was unsighted in, and the bullet went exactly in the crosshair of where I shot. The first round went exactly where it was supposed to. And I was only at I think I was at 27 yards, but it went exactly where it was supposed to. So I don't know where I caught it. I could have shot it with no sights. It wouldn't have mattered to me. I just wanted to see it go. So I turn around, and all of those guys were like, "Did you shoot it?" Because it's so quiet, and I'm not suppressed right now. If you hear the video, the guy next to me is shooting 308, and then you hear my gun go boom right after that. It is quieter than an unsuppressed 308 versus unsuppressed 8.6.
What kind of muzzle brake do you have on it, Eagle?
I have. Are you ready for this? AR? I have the Bear Shred muzzle device. No muzzle device.
That would explain why it did.
You know what it
sideways.
Is. The bullet makes such a big hole behind it in the air; it's just sucking all the sound with it.
Yeah. There's no muzzle device because I'm going to do a suppressor, and I don't want to spend $100 on a for now muzzle device because I'm going to have a special muzzle device when I get the. It'd just be a wasted $100. So
yeah. Also,
you can't find those. They don't sell those just off the shelf. You'd have to order one because it's M18. It's like 3/4 inch or something. It's massive. So it's not. They don't have it on the shelf. I mean, it's
wait till you get that brake on, Eagle. Boy, it's going to bang everybody's ears left and right.
Yeah. So I don't know velocities. It does not. I've got my box of Gorilla here. It does not say velocities on here. And this is what I shot today was a 288 grain fracturing subsonic, specifically tuned for a 16-inch barrel, which is what I have. 8.6 blackout. Yeah. So we can, if you want to show me to show the round here.
Yeah.
I got a question here. Is there any way you can lean that gun against something where we can actually visually see that thing without touching it for the show?
If I turn my camera off and then set it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a minute later on when you got time, where we can all look at it because we can look at guns, we just can't handle them.
Right. I don't want to mess up Echo's channel because I have a channel strike on my channel right now. So
we can show the gun. We can show the gun, right, Echo? We just can't touch it.
We can. Yeah, we just can't handle it.
Okay. Just an idea for the ship. Yeah, I thought they'd enjoy it.
I can prop it up. It looks a lot just like a 308. You wouldn't necessarily.
What do you use for a Chrono, by the way? What do you use for a Chrono?
Chrono is coming. I do not own one currently.
Well, I got a solution for you. I'll do this just for you.
I'm gonna need one.
Okay. I got a Labrador. You ship me the rifle and a bunch of ammo, and I'll help you out.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to loan you the Chrono for a minute.
Just for you, But
I'm going to get one. I would love if someone wants to leave me some suggestions. I would love to pick one up. Yeah.
So that Pro's a pretty good one.
Yeah, there's one that connects to the one that like you can set on the end of your hand guard. And then there's one that like you set up next to your, next to your shooting setup. And then there's a bunch of different ones. I don't know what's best. I've never looked into them, but I imagine I will need to know that information if I'm going to get good at reloading this. And we can talk about reloading what I know here in a minute. And I'm sure someone's going to have to help me out because I don't know a ton about the reloading, but I do know a powder and a load. And I have some load data that I can share. I don't know if you guys want to share load data or not, but it's on the Faxon website. So it's not from me.
Just do a disclaimer when you say it. Yeah.
So I shot a total of 5 rounds, which is a little disappointing to me. I actually wanted to shoot more, but just the way that it was, when I shot that first round, they actually decided they were going to move me into the VIP shooting range because nobody was in there, and they wanted to hear it where there weren't other guns going off. And so we went into the next range over, which is a private range. And I was the only one in there and shot it. And so you could hear just my gun going off. And so it currently does not cycle, which I'm fine with. I know that's a bit of a fail for some people might think that's a fail, but it does not cycle currently. But I'm gonna play with it because there's just so many variables here. I don't know that I could have hit a home run on the first time anyway. Right now we wanted to see it go boom, and it did. And so I'm going to tune on it, and then I'm going to have to tune on it again when I get a suppressor. But I have a Superlative Arms tunable gas block. It's, I guess, one of the nicest ones on the market. I've got an Odin Works tunable weight in my buffer. Right now we're using the lower off on my 6.5 Creedmoor, but this will have its own lower at some point relatively soon. This summer, in the next few weeks, it'll have its own setup. So I'm going to swap handguards in a week when that Faxon gets here. We'll play with the gas system and see if we can get it to cycle. But the whole point of this gun and this round was to have this caliber because there's a 375 Raptor and there's other rounds that are similar to this, but they don't their case overall length won't cycle in an AR-10. And so being an AR-10, that's kind of the reason you almost wouldn't want to build this as a bolt gun. There may be a better choice if you're a bolt gun person. This is really designed to be a semi-auto. At least that's what Q said.
Yeah. And also, if you look at the cool thing about it is it's just like all you need is a barrel. Same with the 300 Blackout. It uses a 308 bolt carrier group.
Yeah.
Uses a 308 magazine. You know, the SR-25 platform, LR-308 DPMS platform, or the AR-10 platform can all handle this cartridge.
Yeah, you just need a barrel.
Yeah, you just need a barrel.
I have some questions, and that's highly unusual. But
yeah, let's go.
What maker is your lower?
It is a Live Free Armory. It's a billet match set. It's made for the 6.5 Creedmoor. It's the matching uppers on the Creedmoor. So
your upper and lower is the same, right?
On the Creedmoor. So I took the Creedmoor upper off and put this upper on. So I have an Aero Precision upper and a Gun Tech USA Airlight handguard that will be swapped out for the Faxon handguard next week.
Gotcha. Interesting.
Now, when you fired that, I'm sorry. Hold on. AR, did you have another question? Oh, okay. I was going to say, when you fired that, did it want to cycle? Did it try to cycle at all?
I'm going to review the video and I'll put it in slow-mo. I haven't got a chance to edit. I don't believe it kicked the bolt back at all.
Okay, then that's probably telling me it's closed.
You may just need to tune that thing up.
Yeah,
the gas thing up and everything. And
so the gas block should have been set at 50%. That's what I tried for, but I don't know where it ended up. I was fooling with it a lot that night. I'm going to, when part of my video for tomorrow will be a deconstruction a little bit on a couple of things that went right and wrong, and we're going to count the clicks on the cycle to see where we were at, so that we can tell, because that superlative has a real tactile click, so I can count clicks. Some of the other handguards are loosey goosey. You don't really know where it settles. But
for right now, I'd open that Joker wide open just to see what it'll do.
I think that would be where I would probably start next time. Echo told me to start at 3/4, which probably I should have, but everyone was there watching me and I didn't really get a mess with it.
Yeah. When you've got like a crowd of people, it's like really, it's been my experience to not mess with guns like your gas block or anything like that you're not used to messing with, because if something's going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong when you're doing that. You're going to end up dropping your Allen wrench like down in front of the gun, you know, you'll be like, oh man.
Right. And then they have to wait on you to clear the range.
So they can get it out. Yeah, so it's always something.
He got a good question.
Well, I can tell you what I know about this. I'm certainly not the authority on this, but from what I understand, the intention behind it, the history is short. The history is like 6 months, so there's not much history. The origin behind it was, I believe that they wanted that Blackout cartridge to be a military round, and I think they wanted to just make a new cartridge that would take a readily available projectile that was 7.62, right? And so they could just swap a barrel and use the 5.56 bolts. And I think that was the same idea with the Blackout, was the big brother of the 300 Blackout, so that it's just a barrel swap. It feeds in an AR platform. And I kind of think they intended for this to be considered for a military thing, but they maybe missed the boat on that, because the 6.8 whatever is kind of taken over. Wait, is it 6.8? Is that what the new military round is?
Yeah.
So I think they kind of, maybe they were too late to the table with this round, and it could be that it's adopted by some force. So I don't know. I don't know military stuff. It could be that someone's interested in this round later, but it's very new, so there's not much history. The intention was to make a gun that would just be a barrel swap away from a bigger caliber, I think.
What company started it, I wonder?
So it's Kevin Brittenhouse from Q.
Okay.
And I believe he's the one who, is he not the one who invented the 300 Blackout too?
Yeah.
I think he is.
Yeah.
I think it's the same guy. So he just basically did
He's the suppressor guy, right?
Yes, he has the
Yes.
Fix. He has a gun that's called the Fix by Q.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then
And it's a bolt gun.
it's a bolt gun, and
Yes.
you can get barrels for that. That's
Right.
a Rimage. I think that's a
And
Rimage
300
style.
blackout as well.
Yes, and he also makes suppressors. Big suppressor guy. I'm just getting into suppressors. Suppressor. The whole suppressor story is still in the works. We don't have one ordered yet, but coming soon.
Soon, yeah.
I'm gonna get one. I am gonna get one. I'm committing to get one
to a theater near you.
Exactly. And I really wish that, in Texas we can make suppressors now, allegedly. I really wish that was something that I could try to do on the channel. I don't trust it because Texas says yes, but the feds still say no. And that's not for me. I'm not quite that risky. I really stay away from ATF stuff in general.
Yeah. You don't want to get a knock on the door. That's not worth it.
Doing the 80% stuff is about as risky as I go.
Yeah.
And if they say that I have to serialize those, I like my dog. I have a really awesome puppy that was way too expensive. I'm not fooling with the ATF on stuff. I don't want them to shoot my dog.
Well, when you ship me that rifle, make sure you take that homemade suppressor off of it, would you?
Okay.
I don't need the same trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Homemade suppressor off there.
So someone else asked, my barrel length is 16-inch. I much would have preferred to go 12-inch, but I did not want to SBR this thing right away and have to wait on that tax stamp. I'm semi-committing to saying that I would potentially build another one that was 12-inch. It was designed to be shot out of a 12-inch barrel. So I think I would like to experience that. Maybe that's another build down the road, but I would have to get my SBR stuff in order. And I'm willing to do that. I might do that. I very, very well may do that.
Yeah. I mean, you just double tax stamp it.
It would be a two-stamp gun.
Yeah, a two-stamp gun. But, I mean, it would be definitely a hog hunting machine.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Put some night vision on it, and you got a whole new channel right there.
I'm open to suggestions on optics. Right now, we're running the 1-4 from Leupold. That's what I'm going to do on the Creedmoor when I hunt hogs. It's probably fine for hog hunting, couple hundred yards. I would maybe like something a little bit better, maybe something like 10 to 12 power, even 14, 16. You can't have too much power, but I mean.
You see, when hunting, and if you have good vision, I've always been a huge bystander, a big supporter of using the least amount of power you need. Like 3x9 for a white-tailed deer hunting rifle is more than enough. And the reason being is a scope that you're shooting long-range targets with, you get high magnification on. You magnify that scope to 24, 25 power or more nowadays, and your field of view shrinks in to nothing. So when I'm hunting animals, they're moving.
Right.
And I want a wide field of view because I want to be able to track that target and not lose it in the eyepiece glass looking for it. And that's why I always tell people, go with the least amount of power that you need to make a shot, lung shot at 200 yards. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's always been everybody I've ever talked to that hunts dangerous game in South Africa and Africa, and also and Kodiak Bear Island. They all tell you the same thing. The lower the power, the better on dangerous game and stuff like that. And hogs, I consider dangerous game because especially if you're going to be walking in the woods with them.
Yeah, they're mean.
Yeah, you can seriously get tore up by a rather small hog. 100-pound hog would tear you a new one.
What do you want, Eagle? Do you want a scope where you can do tactical and hogs, or you want just a regular scope for like you would hunt with? What are you
Yeah,
thinking?
that's probably the best question to actually try to define. Would be I don't intend on this gun would be a hog gun. You know, like I'm going to shoot some target with it and practice right at the range with it. So it's not necessarily a range toy. I would say that its job is shooting hogs under 400 yards. You know, I mean, I think that would be a fair number. Most of those shots aren't even going to be 400. I'm just saying, like, as far as 400.
And you have a 1-to-4 power on it right now?
There's a 1-to-4 Leupold, which actually might be a great optic for this, and I
Yeah,
should do something better for the Creedmoor.
I'm telling you, man.
You can get one of those 1x8 AR scopes, you know, with the lever on it. You could use it for combat and hogs.
Or I sort of agree, scope. But I get to give Echo some grief. If there was a 1-to-100 scope, I'd buy it. I'd sell the house. I'd sell the wife. I'd sell everything to get that scope.
1 to 100.
100, yeah.
That's what I need. That's clear, ultimate bright.
Yeah.
Primary Arms has got a few good scopes I like.
The thing that I like about your Leupold 1-to-4 power, and I'll tell you, is down on 1 power to 1.5. You can keep both eyes open, and you can use it like a damn red dot. And you can use that running close 25-yard targets when you come up on a pack of hogs that are mudding in a hole. When you're going to be fast on the trigger, that's what I'm talking about. And you got both eyes open, so you're situationally aware is positive right there. You're not trying to close one eye and look through a scope and try to trust me, I've been in the woods in Texas, and I've been in the woods in Florida, and you know, certain parts of Texas are like desert, certain parts of Texas are like Florida, very, very watery, you know, and I've noticed the same thing. It's always a close, usually with a pig, it's closer than 100 yards. That's always been my shots, closer than 100 yards. And that's when I had vision, and it's always just been that way because of the type of hunting you're doing. You're in brush, or you're in like almost like double canopy swamp kind of water ground.
I like that style.
Yeah.
But check out Primary Arms 1x8, which if you want to stay with that same style, and man, that 1x8 really doubles it. So,
hey, my buddy, Practical Accuracy down here. I'm a fan of Leupold. I would probably prefer to stay with that brand, but I'm open to whatever. Maybe this is the right optic for it, but a 1-to-8 would be interesting. And then J Bear Tactical said Superlative Arms makes a bleed off gas block that comes closed. It was closed when I took it out of the package, and my intention was to have it right around 50%. And it's probably something I should have confirmed a little bit more, but and Arkin and Athlon are both ones that I've looked at. I'm not going to be like a total brand snob or anything. I like Leupold. I would prefer to stay with them, but I've had there's a lot of people that are big Vortex fans, and that's probably not my first choice, but Athlon is kind of, they're a newer company, aren't they?
Athlon, yes. They've been around a few years now. They've got a pretty good reputation for building a quality scope.
I got
Vortex as well. Oh, you do?
Two of theirs. The it's 4-to-24, and then of course I have the 10-to-40 hog hunting scope. I could shoot between their eyes. And those are both really good. The 10-to-40 has very fine crosshairs, really fine crosshairs for shooting targets. It's really good. But the 6-to-6, I think it's 6-to-20. No, it's 4-to-24. It has its first focal plane, so the crosshair gets really large when you zoom in. So it might not be a bad hunting round because when you zoom out, but it's made to where you can just measure through the scope.
Some of those Primary Arms scopes have even they got higher end models too. And speaking of Vortex, sometimes you can get a good Vortex scope, and sometimes you'll get the one that did not pass quality control right, or it went through quality control.
I have a Vortex 1-to-4 that is on my first grab AR like, I guess it would be. I'm not going to grab an AR for self defense, but if I were to, it would be the first one I'd grab. I have a Vortex 1-4 on it. It's fine. I don't dislike it, but I don't know. I don't. It's fine. We'll just say it's fine.
What model do you have?
It's the cheap one. It's the $200 Crossfire 1-4.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Hey, those aren't bad, you know.
Yeah, those aren't bad.
It's it's their cheapest line though. It's the
right.
bottom of the barrel.
They got a lower one now. I was really surprised. A lower line than that. But
well, yeah, they're trying to compete with the market now. Even Loophole has got a inexpensive line now.
Yep,
they do.
So everybody's dealing with the cheaper optics because a lot of people are buying them. You know, they sell a lot of. I think I've got a Diamondback spotting scope, and it's 60 power adjustable. Yeah. And I've got a Vortex PST 6x24 illuminated optic, and that's rock solid. And I like the stuff. I mean, have I looked through better glass? Of course I have, but I also, you know, spent a lot more than what I did on my Vortex stuff.
This is one I literally own 6 of these. It's a really bad thing to say, I know, but well, if my wife is listening, I own 1 of these. But these strike eagles, they're 4-24. And this was, you know, one of their primary lines, and they came out with a 5-25, a new version, and they started discounting these, and they're awesome scopes. So yeah, I've got too many of them, but for the money, it's like I think I got these on sale for maybe $300, and they're just really good scopes. So
yeah.
I feel like I've been missing some of the comments here. J Bear says 18 clicks. So I need to go back and double check that. I'll check what it is, and I will put it in my video for Saturday. I'll film that tonight here after we're done. And then the Seekins, I have a Seekins Select on order. So this is I think it's Caldero. I don't know how you say. He's been on my channel with this 8.6 Blackout. I think he has a 338 Fed that is a gun he has, and he's interested in the 8.6 because it's kind of the same bullet, same projectile that can go out of there. So anyway, you have a Seekins gas block? Is that what you have? I think that's what he's saying. And then Jay Bear said, what spring and buffer am I using? So this is the one that is in the Creedmoor that is fully operational at this point. It is a chrome polished low friction spring, and I hate it. And I've ordered a flat wire spring from Brownells that might have come today. I don't know. It should be here any minute. And I'm gonna swap that spring out and put the flat wire in, and then it has a Odin Gunworks adjustable gas or buffer weight, and I have it on the heaviest weight currently.
Okay, heaviest weight.
Heaviest weight buffer is what I got on.
I was going to ask if you were adjusting those buffer weights, because I tune those on ARs a lot. And people just think, I'll just put a gas block on it. Well, I spend more time on the buffer weights than anything else.
Yeah. He wasn't going to stick a hose in your ear, were you, Echo?
No, I was going to show you. This is how I tune adjustable gas blocks. What I do is, if you see this blow-off nozzle, it's got a rubber pointed tip on it.
Okay.
That works perfect you put this in the crown of your barrel.
Okay.
You put a shot spent casing in the chamber.
Okay.
And you hold it with your finger over the tail end of it. No. Don't close the bolt. Remove the bolt and all that out. Okay. Put your finger on it, on the back of the casing, and start blowing with about 85 psi worth of air out of your compressor into the muzzle, and fill on your neck the amount of air coming through that gas system. When you start getting a good rush of blowing air coming onto your neck, that's where you're going to have cyclic of your gun is going to start cycling.
So you're saying the air should come down the gas tube and hit me?
Oh, it should be blowing out of there like crazy, dude. At 85 pounds, you should have enough of it blowing against you where you feel like like somebody's blowing a compressor on you. I mean, that's what it feels like, and that your neck is real sensitive to air on it and stuff like that. So that's a good way to tell you. Plus, you don't blow it in your face, so you don't end up blinding yourself if something comes out of it. But nothing should come out of it except for some carbon, maybe, if anything comes out that's foreign.
Well, we've only got 5 rounds down the tube so far, so
that ain't gonna be nothing. It's gonna come out of it. It's just gonna blow some little air on you, and when you start feeling that air blow on you good, you'll have enough to cycle that weapon system, and that'll give you a little cheater.
Hey,
so yes, go ahead, Hazzbro.
Sorry, question for you. And you may have said it when I had to step away there, man, but what kind of bullet weights are you using? Are you using jacketed or cast bullets? Give me a little bit of information about that.
Can you see here on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a 288 grain fracturing.
That's a lot of lead.
Yeah. Look at that. So 288 grain fracturing subsonic. Can you see the little cuts? Right there.
Little cuts in it.
Yeah. So it like pedals. It would like pedal out, I think. And while you got me on full screen here, I'll show you. This is a brand new 308 case, unfired, and that's the 308 case. You can see what you have to do to it to make it.
That's pretty
good. Uncle Jim.
Yeah, you just chop it, and then you got to reform it, just like you anneal it and reform it. That's pretty much just like the 300 black. That's just a big brother.
Yeah. It's really the same thing, just bigger. Like you said, you told me in the text message, it was like it had 100 protein shakes.
Yeah.
Hey, Uncle Jim's with us, and Vanessa. Good to see you guys.
Oh, hey guys.
Yeah, Jerbear just jumped in too.
Yeah, JH586 is in here with us as well. Hey, Jamie, what's going on, brother?
Actually.
So the new Leopold optic has this button on the turret that allows you to go back. You can set your 0 and just really quickly go back to where you were. I know other scopes have a system for that, but the Leopold has a giant button that you like. It's unmistakable where you are. That's on their Mark V, which is their high-end one. It's a $2,000, $2,500 optic that maybe I should get that for the Creedmoor and then just put this dude on the Blackout.
Yeah.
There's 2 scopes I probably never sell, and one of them is a Loophole, 3D18 by 40, made in 1995, and it's an awesome scope.
Wow. Good to see you. Jeff MOA is with us.
Warranty's good forever.
Yep.
So they're good scopes.
If you Google, this has a Hogplex. Hogplex has a Hogplex optic on it, and it's you have to Google it to see what it looks like. I don't know that I could show it to you on camera, but it allows you to like sight in on the size of the hog and be able to do some ranging. Really interesting. It's a really interesting what's the optic, the reticle. It's a really interesting reticle.
Yes. Do you want to hear the story behind that?
Yeah.
Okay. I used to watch this guy on the Sportsman channel called Pigman. He's in Texas. He is sponsored by Loophole. And LMT, Lewis Machine and Tool, also sponsored him. And he did a show on Sportsman until my local Time Warner, whoever it is, decided not to carry them anymore.
You can't watch that anymore.
Because they're kind of anti-gun. So I got rid of the entire deal. Boom. So, I got the internet from, video type stuff, which I pick my own videos that I want to watch, my movies, whatever. And I don't pay the the cable man anymore to designate to what I can watch.
Mm-hmm.
But long story short, he did that. He's sponsored by Loophole. Well, he worked with Loophole on that scope to develop that reticle and that sighting system to measure in distance, where you can line up a pig at a certain yardage and it'll tell you, or a certain pig at line it up and it'll tell you what yardage that the animal's at. And so the guy behind that was his name is the Pig Man, and I can't remember if it's Eric is his name, but I think Eric is his first name, but I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that, but it is Pig Man.
Pigplex Optical is one of them right here.
Yep.
Will it show us the reticle?
Not on this one. I had another one that called it a hog, fire dot hog. I seen, but it was discontinued.
Pigplex.
Let me go in here and try. Hang on, just keep talking. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Shortly.
Yeah, Pigplex reticle. That's what it says. It actually says Pigplex inside the scope when you look at it. It says Pigplex.
Yeah.
They don't have a reticle on this Amazon site. That sucks.
Yeah, I always like to look at the reticle. I would consider myself a little picky on which reticle I get.
Right.
Are those close to the maximum mag length? Okay, so I have a picture of it. Oh, no, I probably can't show you that. I have a picture of it in the mag, and it is as full as a Creedmoor. I wonder if we can see a picture of a picture, but it's all of what fits in there. I mean, there's no room to spare.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
They're up right up against the end there.
Yeah, it's tight. And I only ever put through, I think 3 rounds was the most I put in. I'm really going to cycle very well. But I put 2 or 3 in, so I knew that if it did cycle, it would try to pick it up. But never did cycle right. But I'm assuming it feeds fine. It should.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. As soon as you get the amount of gas, because you've got a lot of weight in that buffer, you know, so that's what you're trying to overcome. So basically, once you set it for the weight of the buffer, then you're going to get function out of it. It'll cycle.
This actually shows that Creedmoor to be maybe a touch longer than the Blackout. Interesting. I mean, I have calipers here. What are we doing? Guessing?
I know. I'm trying to remember what magazine length is in the Magpul magazine. I want to say it's 2.800 is what I want to say.
So this is 2.87.
Oh, okay.
2. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Dyslexia, I guess. 2.787.
Okay.
2.787.
There's one.
Yeah, there
guys.
it is. There's the reticle right there.
Sorry, it's small.
Yeah.
It says Pigplex. Wished I could blow it up larger, but I can't. I tried going into there to do that.
I don't know. Maybe that's the right optic. I should just leave that on here.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that's what I would use, brother. If I was you, I wouldn't mess with it, because you've already got it, and it seems to like it because you put it on there, and the first round out of the gun hit dead center where you were aiming.
Yeah, I am going to. I do have a problem with this optic, and I don't know if I need to switch it to the other side of the mount. But when this goes back, I can't get my finger in my charging handle. So I might need to play with how I'm set up in here and just push it back a little. I got some room that I could push it back, or I could put it to where it's on the other side. I could have this could be on the port side, couldn't it? Maybe it's supposed to be on the port side.
What?
Yeah.
Wait. What do you?
You could.
What are you talking about?
On the right side of the ejection port.
Yeah, so the little clips, when it clips back, I can't get my finger in my charging handle.
Oh, yeah.
So is there any reason why Well, if I flip it, no, I can't flip it because
Let me see.
it's cantilever, so it'll be pointed the wrong way if I flip it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
sure
it's got to be pointing out forward.
So I'm gonna have to slide this whole thing back. I mean, I got half an
You're
inch.
gonna have to play with the once you get it mounted in there, you're gonna have to play with it a little bit. But I would use that scope. And are you using a what type of charging handle are you using? A regular mil spec?
Mil spec looking one.
Okay. Well, you know, you just got a gunfighter grip.
It's a it's a 3D printed grip because that's what's on the Creedmoor. But I have the what is it? Yeah. Oh yeah, it is Gunfighter. You're right.
Yes. Yeah. Check out their charging handles. Their mod 2s charging handles for the it's a single hand. It's not ambidextrous. Single,
you know,
it's
out a little further.
It sticks out a little further, and I use the mod 3s. I've got on every one of my AR-15s, and in my 308 as well. Basically, it's got the extended charging handle, but it's for right-handed only because I don't need a.
I'm like you, Eagle. I would rather have a little more power if you're going to go out to 300 and 400 yards than a 4. I'd like at least 6 or 8.
So if I didn't have to spend $2,000 on an optic, that would make it a whole lot easier to spend $1,000 on a can, But I mean, that's $3,000 more into the gun that I'm already probably at $3,000 on.
Yeah, if I was you, brother, I would put your money where it's going to work the best for you in a suppressor, and I understand what AR's saying, but trust me when I tell you, you're not going to be sneaking up on pigs 400 yards. You know, you're not. Why are you firing at 400 yards? To me, I would say that you're probably going to be at 200 yards, and that site's going to be plenty. What you need for that.
So this is a Recon. It's American Defense. So J Bear has a question here, and Uncle Jim wanted to, I think, as well. I don't think I can switch any of that. It's not ambidextrous. This side is fixed, and this side is adjustable. So if I flip it, it's going to be cantilever the wrong way. I don't think I can swap any of that. Maybe I could swap it to where it clicks. Maybe I could make it mount. I don't know. I'll play with that and see. We'll have to see what's up. And then who was the other person said, hey, I can put that on the port side. I could if it were an option. Wait, someone else had a question. Where'd it go? Oh, move it back. So I'm 6'3", like I'm not huge, but I'm maybe above average in height and size. And so I feel like sometimes when I set stuff up for me on my gun, it doesn't look like it does when you Google the picture of it, because it's not maybe not made for me. So if I have my optic hanging out, like if I have it all the way hanging out, because that's what the eye relief for me needs to be, and I've only got just half an inch or something, hey, it's not going to look like it does when you Google it.
We got Highboy over here with us. Good to see him.
What's up?
Hey. If you guys get a chance, check out Highboy 76highboy.com when you get a chance. If you can, drop that in our AR. If you can, put that in a banner for him.
Okay.
So coming soon on this process, I saved my brass, and I guess my intention with ordering a bunch of extra brass was I could potentially turn this into 8.6 brass. Reloading this is a little tricky and a little unknown right now, but I know a lot of you guys. We got to remember, I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary of reloading.
Right.
I reloaded my first 9mm round like 11 and a half months ago. So I'm still very new to reloading, but I'm all in. You can see my Dylan back there behind me. I have everything that I need to make this round. I've got the powder. I have some projectiles that I think will work. I don't know. It's a 1 in 3 twist, so the projectile matters. You can't just put anything in there when it's spinning that fast. It'll come apart.
Right.
And then the dies. So there's been some back and forth on the dies. I originally called Hornady Custom, and because Q had said in his podcast that Hornady was going to make the dies. And so he said that right now they're available through the custom shop. So I called the custom shop. He said, no, we're not making 8.6. Q's going to brand them and you're going to be able to buy them from Q. So I talked to Q and I say, hey, they say I can get the dies from you. And they're like, no, we don't have dies and we're not planning on having dies. So right now the dies, you can't get dies, I guess. But one of the comments, you guys are so smart, and I love YouTube for this very reason, because I always say collectively, we know everything. Collectively, we know everything, right? And so someone was telling me in my in the comments on one of my last videos, they're like, you could use a 9mm setting die, and you could use, like, he had all of these hacks that were like probably stuff off the shelf that I had where he thought I could reload this stuff with stuff I already have. And I was like, that's some MacGyver stuff. It was super impressive. I wish I remember who said it, because I have some great regular commenters who are reloaders and always have great information. But anyway, until I get dies, reloading is just conversation. But the powder, right. I ordered the powder that they use. Oh, and Practical Accuracy said, how much was the ammo? Right now, the ammo is $2.75 a shot.
Ouch.
Yeah, which I know is ridiculous, but if I can reuse my brass that I paid $2.75 for, I think I can reload for $1 for a projectile. It's a 338 projectile, 10 cents for a primer, and it looks like it should be under 15 cents in powder. So I think I can reload it for like $1.20.
Yeah. Well, that's what you need to be doing, because I was paying $60 for a box of 20 rounds of 458 SOCOM, and I was like, I can't afford this. I bought like 4 boxes of the stuff, and my wife at the time was like, "What are you spending this money on?" And I'm like,
"It's really cool, I promise."
I'm like, this little tiny box of bullets.
Yeah. Yeah, they come in the fancy little case.
Yeah, they come in they do. They come in a fancy case, but it ain't that fancy. I'm just like, and she's like, well, you got to figure out something else, because that's expensive. And I was like, I'll figure it out. And I started reloading. The very first cartridge I reloaded was 458 SOCOM. I was like, I'm going both feet in out of the aircraft, and I need 458 SOCOM, because I can't afford to shoot it at $3 a bullet.
They can reload their metric with a ripe apple, a pocket knife, and some tinfoil and a lighter. Gun websites.
Gun websites. Absolutely all right, Gwebs. Yeah. All right. I love Gwebs. He's hilarious.
You can indeed use things you're not supposed to do that. Yeah. Some of you guys that are that do these Wildcat cartridges, like, you're super creative, and I love it. You're also not scared to, pull the trigger on something like that. That's way cool. Way cool. So from the reloading standpoint, I believe that it's going to be a real similar process to how you make 300 Blackout. I mean, chop the case. Someone probably will make a 3D printed jig that I can use. I have a 3D printer, so I know there's a 300 Blackout 3D printer. So wait, D Wilson has a pre-order for dies. What? I haven't seen that. Huh. I haven't looked around for it recently, because I've been pouring money into this 8.6 Blackout hole that I kind of put a hold on ordering some dies. Hornady custom dies are $375.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, for a set of custom dies. They'll make you a custom die for anything you want. You can
for that kind of money. I mean, they're like, can you make it out of platinum for me with some gold, with a gold custom micrometer setting?
The CCW over here in the side chat.
Oh, hey brother, what's going on?
And someone, what was the one you had up before that?
Gwebs.
I think he was asking about the twist. It is a 1 and 3 twist. 1 and 3 twist. When you look down the barrel, It is.
Oh wow.
It is shocking to look down the barrel and see that much spiraling. Normally you look down and you're like, oh, that's cool. You can see the spiraling. Like this, you look down the barrel and you're like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of spiraling.
Yeah, you think it'd tear a bullet to pieces.
Yeah, it's got to be they want it to be solid, solid. Like I don't think soft point stuff's going to work. Oh, and there's also a trim die. Well, apparently I need to go Google some more of this stuff. Apparently the reloading part has been passing me while I've been building the gun.
Okay, is Lee doing it?
C&H dies.
D&H, okay.
C&H.
C&H, what is that? Who's that? C&H.
This is my buddy Hobby's Hobo. I don't know what a C&H
yeah.
is.
I'll take a look at it.
Is he saying the Hornady Custom? Is that what he's saying? I don't know.
I don't know.
That's the brand, I think. They make
C&H.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, C&H. They might make custom dies. I think they do.
There's some dies out there in Germany, boy. They cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Boy.
So
there's some ones that come out of California that are outrageous too.
Oh, C&H is old dies. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Anything that comes out of California is outrageous.
Yeah.
Trim die will be available here, 8/31. So.
Well, as soon as the numbers are known of what you should trim it to, then they'll start making that stuff where I can 3D print them, and you can have a little chop block set up where you can just rotate through and chop those guys like you do Blackout.
Yeah.
So allegedly they're very stable at a 1 3 twist. That they're not tumbling. There's ballistic gel videos that Gorilla has done and Q has done. Maybe I should put together a little like a resource on some of those types of things. But yeah, I wish I could answer this question. I don't know specifically how they do in strong wind. I don't know that. They're a high BC bullet. I do know that. So that means they must be decent in the wind.
I would think so, as big and heavy as they are too.
And what are the feet per second they're pushing these at? The supersonic versus I know the subsonic are around 1050, but
I don't want to say it wrong. There is a load sheet on Faxon. Give me 1 second and I can tell you what it is.
Hey, while you're doing that, answer this question.
Yeah.
If 9mm are lung blowers, what in the world is an 8.6?
Yeah, that's a great question. Lung blowers.
Blow your lungs out.
Blow your lungs out. I'm like, what? I'm like,
that man is about as ignorant as a $3 bill.
That
Give
was
him another
so
ice
crazy.
cream cone. Tell him to go away.
Okay, so it's the bullet that I shot is a subsonic, and it should be like 1030 on the feet per second. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
1030? That's pretty
That's
slow.
subsonic, yeah.
Yeah, that's subsonic. 1050 or slower is subsonic.
And then a 16-inch barrel for supersonic is going to be, looks like 2200 to 2400, depending on your weights.
All right.
Of your barrel. And then the next part on this is Faxon. They have a load sheet. If you go to Faxon Firearms, actually, can I say a website on here?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, FaxonFirearms.com/8.6BLK. They have a load data sheet, and they're using accurate 1680 as the powder. I was kind of thinking that it was going to be CFE BLK. Maybe there will be a load for that soon. But I did get to talk to Lance at Gorilla Ammunitions, and he said that there's an entirely new powder that is going to be at his warehouse next week. So I guess Monday, as in Monday of next week, that they are going to start load development on, and they believe that it could be a better powder. Now, better is a completely relative term based on if you're shooting suppressed, unsuppressed, super, sub. Like better is hard to say what better means, but different. Let's say different. There's a different powder that they're going to start development on.
What I like about 1680, I use that a lot in 300 black, and it is you don't have to have a lot of it to produce enough gas to cycle 300 blackout supersonic or subsonic even without a suppressor.
This says 14, between 14 and 17 grains.
Yeah.
And up to 30 something for supers.
Right.
That's interesting.
I wonder how much case fill 17 grains is going to give you. On
it shows to be 62%.
Okay, 62%.
But there's some variance on there depending on different bullets.
Right.
Down to 57 up to 78%.
Right.
And then it's more like 92% when you go super.
Oh, okay.
So no crunch, but pretty full.
Yeah. Well, it gives you more than enough case room. That's good. That way, that gives you enough idea that you can play with it a little bit and still have enough to, max it out. I always get worried when books are showing compressed loads because if it's showing a compressed load as a safe load, that powder is most likely not going to give you top performance.
Oh, it's like there would be a better choice.
Yes, there'd be a better choice that will give you less fill of the case, but give you the same gas and pressure.
So
go ahead.
I was going to ask a question about the brass. When you make 300 blackout, do you have to turn the necks down?
No.
You don't have to.
I've made a bunch of them, but they're real sensitive on what case brand you use. Some of them just do not work. They're too hard and they spring back, even if you anneal them. And so you'll get rounds that won't chamber. I don't know if you'll run into that on your case or not. You may have to try different cases to make sure they spring back or they don't spring back after you size them.
Well, I hope Starline is good.
No, you're gonna have good luck with Starline. I use that brass all the time.
Hopefully.
No, I'd send it to me along with the rifle. I'll work it out for you.
Just send the whole thing to you. Okay.
Yeah, just send the whole project.
I'll anneal them. I get everything for you. I'll Chrono, Just
you heard me say I'm going to be $6,000 deep in this thing.
Yeah. Well, you also didn't hear me say I'm going to send it back.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
How many guys want to see that rifle right now or soon?
Let me turn my camera off and then I'll set it up behind me.
All right, brother. Yeah, let's see that. Right.
Explain that lower scope. I mean, handrail, upper and lower handrail, if you would, to the audience.
The DPMS thing.
Yeah. The issue, if you can.
Yeah. So there's
showing it
because there's how do I turn my camera? Oh, there we go. Stop cam. Because there is because the AR-10 platform is not mil spec'd, you have some issues with different components working together. How am I going to set this up behind me?
Hey, Mac Man. Good to see you.
Hey, Mac Man.
Got a lot of people out there.
Yeah. Pulling a good crowd tonight. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. Quest, appreciate it, brother. Nice seeing you in the audience.
Good to see Rollis Carvelis. He's with us. Somebody else.
CW.
Hobbies Hobo. CW. Sir Dummo. Reminds me of
Andy.
Magnum.
ACW. I can tell you, I finally got a box today that I can ship your stock in. So you can stop. You can dance around in the background since you're not on camera.
CW's going to be dancing. I'm getting his stock.
Apparently, I should have turned my speaker off too. Holy cow! You're gonna be able to see that?
Let's see. Hang on.
Yeah, that's the best I could do, guys. I'm sorry.
I see it. Yeah, blurred.
Yeah, it is back there. Okay. So, the upper receiver is DPMS high, which is, if there were a more common option, as far as I can tell, DPMS high is the more common option. Arrow uses it, Faxon uses it. For whatever reason, when you look at the handguard, right where they meet, it's like 0.27 difference in height, which is a silly amount to be off. Wow. I mean, it's a silly amount to be off. But anyway, it's that's a little low. And on my video, I have a close up of that, and we talk about it. And then the lower receiver here is Live Free Armory. It's right off the It's a match set to the upper for the Creedmoor, and it's it's the for now one. And you can see my 3D printed grip on there. It's a vertical 90-degree whatever grip. It's also got the thumb on the right side. It has a little thumb shelf, so you don't have to wrap all the way around the back. You can stay on the same side. I like that grip, and if it breaks, I'll print another one because I like it.
I can't believe you didn't 3D print a Hoffman tactical receiver for it. I'm just really shocked.
Oh, I will. That's coming. That's coming. I can't show you my lower, but I have an 80% polymer lower that will be the lower for this gun.
For this gun.
Yeah. So it'll be an 80. My 8.6 Blackout will be an 80%er. So
will it be, what is it? Polymer? Is it, what color is it?
Polymer and see what happens.
Are we doing a color?
It's black polymer.
Okay.
When I build my 308 AR-10, I'm gonna stick with everything's Aero Precision.
Yeah.
So far.
That's a great company, and they've had different designs. I'm just not a fan of the design of their handguard currently, and they only have one design out. I'm just not a fan of it. It looks kind of ordinary to me. The one they had a couple years ago was beautiful.
Have you seen the Type S? They got a Type S, Type R, M-Lock.
This is the I forget what it is.
They got one without the rail that's really nice, and they got one with the rail for AR-10. They got two versions.
So mine
Aero does.
Yeah, and this one has Picatinny rail only on the ends. There's no Picatinny rail in the middle. So you could put a front sight on the Picatinny rail, and then there's nothing, and then it goes into the receiver.
Aero Precision has one like that.
It's called the Atlas. The Atlas.
Atlas,
Aero
yes,
Precision.
S.
That's the one I don't like. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just I'm just not a fan of it. The look.
I don't like the one that goes on the enhanced. I've got the enhanced handguard for 308. Yes. I don't like that.
I agree.
It's too big. I like the S and R versions though.
Yeah,
I do like them.
Now, do they have those in AR-10 though?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know they did. I thought Atlas was the only choice in AR-10.
No.
Well, maybe I should have ordered a Aero handguard.
Take a look at it.
I already ordered a Faxon one. I can't change it now.
That's what I'm gonna buy.
What trigger did you put in it?
So there's going to be right now it's the Creedmoor has a mil spec trigger, but we're gonna do this CM triggers.
Okay.
CMC.
I've been buying these.
It's a 3.5 pound pull. I got this is a little thing that they were doing at the gun store. Trigger and a lower parts kit, and look at the price.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
They had 3 of them, and it was all I could do to not buy 3 of them. I should have bought all 3 of them. I wish I had now.
There's a guy on here. I can't remember his channel. A few years back I watched. He did a lot of night hog hunting. He put one of those CMC 2.5 pound triggers on, buddy. He was knocking hogs down all night long. That's a light trigger pull, 2.5.
So your LaRue, I have 3 LaRues now. What is?
Matter of fact, let me show you this handguard.
What's LaRue making? Hey, Caldera, is it Caldera? Caldera, what is the LaRues you have? It does not work on your 9mm. Okay, it must be the trigger. Oh yeah, triggers. Okay, so I've never messed with a drop-in trigger. It's new to me. This will be the first one. It's still in the package, but I kind of thought having a drop-in trigger in a polymer lower seemed like a good idea.
It is because of the way it mounts in. You tighten set screws that are going to push it up against the set screws will push down against the bottom of the receiver and push up on the hammer and trigger pin and keep them tight. And also because it is a cartridge style trigger, it will keep the sear placement.
The
relationship will be perfect. And this is a cassette trigger too. This is a Timney AR-308 trigger in this gun. Well, in this deal.
Piece of
little
plastic.
piece of plastic. But the bottom line there is the cassette triggers. I like them. I've always been a fan of them. And a lot of guys will say, "Oh yeah, they're good triggers," but they're a lot of guys will be, "Oh, they're single stage," and I'm like, "Yeah, most target rifles have a single stage trigger."
They're trying to sell you something so much. There you go. Take a look at that.
What is that?
So the reason I didn't do that one is because I like that one. That one won't go to the upper that I already had.
Oh, okay.
That's an M5. You have to have the M5 upper for that.
Yeah, the enhanced.
I love that handguard, and I like
that one's great. If you do M5 upper and handguard, I would love that. The Atlas is just not my the other one is not my favorite. Yeah, that one's cool.
Yeah, I like the way that their lockup system is too on it.
So pull up the other one that has the one that's not M5.
Okay, the one that's got the rail all the way down.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
There's nothing wrong with it. It just isn't my favorite.
Let's take a look at it. I've never looked at that one real close. Let's see. Here we go.
I've had it. Yeah, Caldera says it doubled on his 9mm. I had one do that one time. It was one that I polished on a little bit too much. It's scary though when it does something you don't want it to do. Like, as cool as it sounds, it's really not that cool.
Here we are. Just give me a second.
No, I don't, Sir Domo. I don't have the M5 upper. It's just this. It's just the regular thing.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah, that one. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one as much.
Yeah.
That's just preference on those things. It doesn't mean it's a fine handguard. I mean, they make primo stuff. The one that I went with is on the Faxon website, but this is the Aero. You can see the little A there. It's the Aero Precision upper, but it's the regular one. It's not the enhanced.
Yeah, I wished I'd got the regular AR-10 upper instead of the enhanced.
Ballistic Advantage logo on it.
I don't like the enhanced. You got the extra weight. You got the bigger handguard, the really large one. If I had to do over, I wouldn't have bought it. I bought the standard AR-10 upper.
So you've already started your journey on this AR-10 build.
Yeah, I got the lower upper enhanced, which I'm going to get a regular upper. I'm going to set the enhanced aside. I've changed my mind, and I'm going to buy the Type S handguard for it. I got the handguard. I got one of the really cheap handguards from Aero. Can't remember the name of it now, but it's just cheap. I got the upper, lower, the handguard, and all in one kit for like $320.
Oh, nice.
Something like that on sale.
That's why I like 2-stage triggers for light. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. I like them too, Uncle Jim.
Agree.
Go ahead.
It's a better feel.
Yeah, it's up to the person what they like, whether a single stage or a 2-stage.
I actually watched your video, Uncle Jim, on that, and I'm going to order that trigger that you got.
What trigger?
He ordered it from Palmetto State, I think it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was affordable, man.
Is it the PSA branded one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got an email on that. It's like $99.
Yeah, it's very on sale. It's even cheaper.
And they had the Palmetto. If you don't get Palmetto emails, you need to go sign up right now. The email today made me want to spend like $600. Like the one that came today, there's like 4 things I want.
See, sorry, not fun.
The Atlas Type S will fit the standard receiver. You're correct. Yes. The M5 Atlas will not fit the standard receiver, and it comes with a barrel nut and hardware. Yes. I used to have an Aero Precision handguard. It's one of the only ARs I ever sold. I don't know why I sold it. It was 15, 20 years ago. I would like it back now, but I've only sold 2 guns that I regret.
I've sold quite a few. I regret. Boy, kicked myself in the butt.
That was
right. Top of my list, 629.
Wasn't that when I asked you, AR, when I had you on as a guest? I think I asked you what were the guns that you regret getting rid of. That's
Yeah,
one of my
that was a question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did the Tika TAC $2,000 rifle, precision rifle on 308. I hate getting rid of. Model 629-44 mag, I regret.
I
And I
had the same problem.
had a Ruger single action 44 special. I got rid of stainless steel that I kind
I
of
think
regret.
I remember you saying that one, and I think the Tika was the other one. I think I remember.
Oh
you saying.
yeah, I was an idiot, boy. I really
Yeah,
was.
you know, when you it's hard to question those decisions, but later it's really easy to question those
Yeah.
decisions. At the time, you thought it was the right idea, I guess.
I had some issues with a gunsmith. Something he did I didn't like, and I could have had it repaired and touched up, and I knew it, but I just jumped the gun and got rid of it. And then, yeah, and man, I could load for it. I could tell, like when I was loading on the instant indicator, I could go like a thou over semi-min, and the boat would start tightening up. So it had a really good, pretty good tight chamber, and it was a fine, most expensive rifle I've ever bought was the Tika TAC. Tika TAC 3, something like that. I can't remember now. But,
I still have yet to buy a rifle.
I'm going to buy. I'd like to buy. I'm leaning towards getting maybe a Precision Savage. I don't know what model. I think they got a Precision new model out here a couple year or two back. I'd like to have it. Savages, they're freaky accurate when you buy them, and not only that, I could actually put another barrel on it. You know, have a bigger, higher brand barrel, have it put on the Savage, and probably get even better accuracy. Same thing Echo's going to do.
You talk about never buying one. It's like the only AR I have that ever bought. The only thing left is the receiver. It's a DPMS. I upgraded every single part,
Right.
and after that, the unknown quantity, of other rifles, is every one of them is one I built because I just like the process and I put in it what I want in it.
I wanted the very first one I built was like 06 or 07, and I was just like, I think I can do this, And back then you could watch full builds on YouTube, and I sat there with a guy and push pause, and I built my first one. And I feel like it took me 3 days to build the first one, and now it's like I could maybe do it in an hour. It's crazy. They're so fun. I absolutely love that. That is like one of the most fun things is like assembling the parts. Now it's kind of not fun to assemble the parts because you got to hunt forever to find what you need. But assembling the parts and considering this option and considering that, I love that. It's so fun.
Here, I got to throw a little bit of a plug out for SLR Rifle Works out of Winter Garden, Florida. Basically, if you talk to them over there, tell them that Dave sent you, and to talk to Todd or let's see who's the other fellow's name is. Oh man, what's his name? I'll think of it in a minute. But basically, if you're looking for specific handguards, they have all the AR-10, LR-308, SR-25 heights available. I have one. I was going to go grab it. I was seeing if it was laying in here still. It used to be laying in here, but
I went and looked, Uncle Jim, and
Are they 65?
if I could have got it for 65, I would have bought it.
Are they 65 or no?
On sale.
Right now?
Uncle Jim. No, he mentioned it on one of his videos, and I went and looked, and they were back up to regular price a few weeks back.
Echo, that special discount, the same store does it.
Who
What
do we
discount
think makes that? Because PSA
You're talking
doesn't
about the
make
shop that you're going to send us to. That's not going to get us thrown out, right? It's going to get us some special treatment.
I don't know.
No, you're going to get special treatment.
Just checking,
Yeah, you won't get thrown out.
LaRue makes a pretty good one at 2-stage, but I'd like to have that boron type trigger that Uncle Jim bought. So.
Who do we think makes that PSA trigger? Because PSA doesn't really make anything.
No,
they're rebranding it. So I wonder who's making it.
Could even be Geisley. Who knows?
Or it could be like a CMC or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's built similar to Geisley to me, but of course they are, 2-stage.
Hasbro's got a LaRue right there. See
Yeah,
the box.
LaRue looks good. Works good.
Yeah,
It's a good trigger.
good triggers.
For the money.
I got them when they were on sale for, I think, well, not on sale. They had lowered their price to $80, and so I bought 4. Well, no, I bought 1. That's the official number. And then later on, they went up to 119. But I had the rifles, I had to get them. So it's
I like the
it's an
trigger
awesome
pull.
because
Excuse me.
it's great. It's 2.5 pounds take up, and you get a really nice flat wall, and then a really clean 2-pound break. It's
Awesome.
I love them, obviously, and I don't get a commission. I should after 6. After 1.
That's
From what I've seen from Uncle Jim's video, that Palace, that 2-stage he got, it's actually a little bit better than Geisley.
There's a 2-piece 2-stage that looks like a Geisley that's $65, but it's not a drop-in.
No, it's not. It's 2-stage. No, it's different. Yeah. That's the one I want.
Neither of these are the Roos, but once you put one in, it's really no big deal.
They're a little tricky to set up, though, yeah? Because they have a lot of adjustments.
No, there's no adjustment. You just drop them in. But it's it's a normal 2-piece like mil-spec trigger.
Yeah.
If you can see that.
Yeah, it's not a.
So you drop this in first, the lower part, put the spring forward, and put your pin through. And you hook that pin and drive that. This is the hardest one to hold while you do it, and you're done. Really, no adjustment after that.
Yeah.
And those are like $200?
No,
they're cheap.
They are, I think, 119 now.
Yeah,
but they're every bit as, I hate to say it, they're every bit as good as the Geisley. I don't own Geisley, but I've shot several, and I shot them side by side with the LaRue, and I bought the LaRue. So
I think Geisley for the money is just outrageous, but
I agree with you.
Good trigger, but still.
They were the only kids on the block for a while,
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the Geisleys are good people too. It just in general, being in the industry, I've spoke with his wife quite a few times that runs ALG, which I believe is Allison Lynn Geisley or Allison Liz Geisley, something like that. Is what, and it's the shop right behind his. Geisley shop. It's right behind there, and his wife runs that one. So it's like a whole family thing. So I'm pretty big supporter of that type of business.
I'm gonna get that trigger that Uncle Jim got and put on my AR-15, and after that, my next upgrade, I'm gonna grind off the front military sight, and I'm gonna put a M-lock handguard on it, 15-inch. Then I'll be set.
Looks like JH586 is out of here.
See,
oh yeah, he's getting ready to go over to the Georgia Shooting Connection, and everybody that's going to be following our show up right here on YouTube's. Make sure that you guys go over to Georgia Shooting Connection and see a JH586 over there, and tell them Dave sent you with a big smile.
That's something I'm wanting, Jeff. It's one of those dimpling jigs too. I need one. Echo,
Bravo
you got
Delta.
one?
Yes.
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah, I just made one. Basically, I took a piece of pipe and put it at 750 because that's the one that everybody uses for most 3/4 of an inch gas block diameter.
Hey, bravo.
And put it in there and just tighten it up with a little set screw, tapped it out, and put a little pin in there, and basically tighten that down into your hole, and then you got a slot that you can run the drill in and dimple out both holes.
Night, Jer Bear.
Jer Bear's out of here.
Thank you for
Told you I
being
had a problem.
Senior Master Sergeant Bulldogs in here. Good to see
This is
you.
the only one that's not installed yet.
Good
Yeah,
Lord.
look at you.
We got a stack of them.
He's stacking them deep.
$600 worth of trigger, or $700.
You guys watch for my estate.
He's
Yeah,
got
you watch for my
$20. Estate sale.
Jeez. Nice.
Yeah, and
That's the only one not installed yet, but it will be.
The joke is when you die, if your wife sells it for the price that you told her it cost,
Yeah, somebody's going to get a good deal
versus the price it actually costs. Good deals. So these CMC trigger guys, they're in Fort Worth, Texas. Like I'm in Fort Worth, Texas. Like I need to go see if I can go to their shop.
Yeah, you need to talk to the manager and talk to him about going and doing like a little interview for your channel. And that might get you in the front door a little bit, get you talking to the guys in there, and might work out better for you.
I need that slave pen Uncle Jim uses, one like that.
Yeah, don't forget to tell him I sent you, because I got 6 of them. You might get a discount.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's a YouTube channel, non-firearm related. I don't know why I watch it, but I've watched them for like a year now. They're building like a house out of a container, and I just find it interesting. And the production quality is pretty high, so it's easy to watch, you know. And so it's just enjoyable. A notification pops up, I watch it. Well, they started. It's a husband and wife, and they started putting clips in of these hogs that are on their property. And every time they show a clip, there's more and more hogs. And she thinks they're cute. And every time in the comments, I'm like, they have small children. And every time in the comments, I'm like, this is not cute. This is not funny.
Jeez.
You have a hog problem, ma'am. And I don't know exactly. I say it in the comments every single video when they put a clip of those hogs. And I'm talking, it is basically in their front yard. And they have, like I said, they have kids and dogs, and I'm like, every time I say, if you need help with those hogs, call me. If you need help with those hogs, and I leave.
Isn't that a strange phenomenon, Eagle? Now I was listening to a duck show. You know, the guys down there in Louisiana.
Yeah.
And the guy was telling a story, guys. He was sitting there saying, his daughter come to him and says, "Dad," he's a duck hunter now. He goes, "Dad, I rescued these ducks in a park where this poor duck was being picked on, and they were picking on him and bullying him, and I brought him to rescue him to you." And he says, "I'm going to go shoot him and eat him." But yet these young people see these animals and just, oh my God, oh, look at that darling little pet. You know, and they're not pets, you know, they're wild animals.
It's clear the cinematography that they used when they're filming these pigs, it's clear that they think they're cute. And I'm like, we're gonna have it like the next video is gonna be like my kid was mauled by a wild pig, and like it's not funny. Like
they're ugly, aren't they? I got one down the street here on my phone, Eagle, and it's an ugly little creature, little booger.
Yeah,
they're not cute.
They're nasty.
I've been chased by them before. I've been out in the woods and come across them and been chased to a chain link fence where I could jump on it and climb up, and they were like coming at me. Like I've never been chased by dogs like I was chased by pigs. I'm telling you, hungry pigs will eat anything, man. Yeah, you don't want to be around that.
Okay,
we're coming up on the 20-minute mark. 20
okay. A horrifying experience. I'm on my property, and I have a 4-year-old little girl and a 2-year-old little boy, right? My 2 kids and my wife, and we're in a tent on my property, tent camping. And I had not had hog problems before. And I didn't say anything to the wife because I didn't want to scare her, but I have seen that there were some tracks that were like the rootings. And I saw it just in one spot. And I'm like, well, that's not too concerning. Maybe they were just passing through, right? Well, 3 a.m. in the morning, there are hogs outside of my tent. Jeez. And I reach into my bag and I grab my 9mm pistol, which I might have just hacked them off depending on where I shot them. But I grabbed my 9mm pistol, and my thought was, do I shoot this hog through my tent and horrify my family for the rest of my life? Or do I hope it goes away? And I had the gun in my hand, and my family is asleep, and there is a pig on the other side of my tent. And thankfully, he went away, and no one in my family knows this story. But the other side of that story was if he started rooting on my tent and I had to shoot at 3 a.m. in the tent, imagine the trauma that would have caused.
That was so loud. Oh, my God.
Oh,
That way your ears would just, you'd
I was
wake
just
up
praying that
ringing.
he left. I'm like, bro, just leave.
Yes.
I do not want to
Yes.
shoot you. Like, I'll shoot you tomorrow, but right now I don't want to shoot
Now,
you.
yeah. It's
Oh,
very inconvenient right now.
horrifying.
Yeah.
I was sweating.
Yeah, that could be a bad experience. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up so we can get rolling for Jamie's shows coming up. Let's go ahead, AR, and start enrolling the show. And thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. I really appreciate it. So I appreciate each and every panel member coming on or guest, and everybody in the side chat as well. AR, brother.
Yeah, good to see you guys in the side chat. Do you want me to call a few of them off, or you just
Yeah.
want to? Got Jeff MOA. I want to start at the bottom. Jeff MOA, Lead Bullet Junkie, Uncle John, Senior Master Sergeant Bulldog here. Quest for the Perfect Load. Uncle Jim 2 was with us tonight. Who else here? Jer Bear Tactical Bravo Delta. I hate scrolling up because I'm slower at it. I can scroll down faster. But JH586 is with us. Good to see you guys. It's been a while. How do you pronounce that? Caldello guy?
I think that's what we settled on.
Caldello, okay.
Yeah.
Good to see these new people here. MacMan Reloading was with us. Sir Domo, reminds me of Magnum, that Domo word.
Sir Domo.
Good to see you too. Appreciate you guys dropping in. D-Dub D37 was with us. Vanessa Kitty is with us. Hazzbro over here in the panel. CW was with us. Hobbies Hobo. Tactical Fudd, Gwebs, I don't see, but I'll just go ahead and say it. Quest was with us. Andy 79Z28, he's probably in the bed with his robe. Let's see who else, guys. I can absolutely scroll fast going, from the top for some reason, but going reverse, I'm slower. It's strange, isn't it? Because I'm just that way. Go figure. 76 High Boy Reloading was with us. Good to see him. Who else?
See you, Jeff MOA.
Costello. Hang on, guys. I'm getting Jerry Bear Tactical. I think I called Hazzbro over here, which I think I called. Who else? Hadn't seen Jeff MOA in a while. I'm glad appreciate him dropping in.
Yeah.
Practical Accuracy was with us. Tactical Fudd. James Pollard was with us tonight. Good to see you guys. Guns N BBQ jumped in there earlier. Info Bros was with us earlier. DJ Play Nice, Sloth, Uncle John. Let's see who else. CNT Designs and Arms. Chad Nikolic. Good to see you. I may pronounce that wrong. If I do, sorry. That's it, guys. We appreciate you guys being in the side chat. We enjoyed having you. The good show, guys.
Yeah.
Enjoyed having you, Eagle. Good to see you, Hazzbro, and Eagle too. Good to see you, Echo, because we're not talking as much as we were. Echo used to stay on the phone all the time.
Yeah, haven't talked to him that much lately. Been a little worried about him. But thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out tonight and being part of the show. It's all what we do it for, is to give you guys some entertainment and some information. You guys have a good one. Take care. God bless. And you have a great weekend. I will see you on the flip side.
Bye, guys.
Not all.